Nah, I didn't have a clue like how much gasoline really could light on fire. So I just poured a ton on it, middle of the driveway, all over the newspaper, got some on the ramp, like this far away, put a match on it, woo, like huge. I'm like, yeah, like huge fire, like run, push the ramps on fire, the paper's on fire. It's like, waist high. Just fly right through, and my mom comes running out, freaking out, like, what the hell are you doing? You're going to burn the neighborhood down. Like, you're going to kill yourself. Ah. And, like, right then I knew, like, well. And then my dad came out, and he was like, you fucking idiot. What are you doing? Like, are you crazy? And I knew then that I was, if they didn't like what I was doing, I must have been doing something right.
Some of the things in life, they're best not explained. Obviously, if somebody were to call me on the phone and say, we're doing this big Extreme Games blowout, what's all this about? Pivot grind, shove it, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna tell you because you'll never know. Like, what, explain it? Like, bombing a hill in the rain? Yeah, okay, well, that's not gonna translate to anybody but that knows what they're doing.
High speed. This is where we work every day. Almost every day. Yeah, okay, whatever. Work here. When I'm in San Francisco, I come to work every day. So for that's Luke, he's a janitor. Bathroom. Oh shit, gotta call to his office. Magazine's slowing down. I'm getting canned. Like, seriously, I was walking to his office thinking, like, where am I gonna get a job? Like, I'm gonna get a job at McDonald's, or I don't know. It was really hard to find a job when I was looking for one. And so they get me in their office and they're like, they just straight to the point. We're starting a new magazine. The only thing we know about is gonna be Skate Mag, and it's called Slap. That's the only thing they had, and we want you to take it over. And I was pretty blown away. What about you, Matt?
What's the question?
How'd you get into skating?
Because I BMX for a while and then I couldn't hack it anymore. I was just getting broke. So saw Brian Gaberman skating with his brother. Skating up, like, they put wood up to a milk crate and just dive off of it. And it looked pretty fun. So I tried it out.
Back then, it wasn't really a team sport. It wasn't something that you get into and then you'd have to compete against someone. So with skateboarding, you could just do it and have fun. You weren't competing against anyone. And that's why I really liked it.
I would say I started in the 70s. I mean, that was before we had, we didn't have precision bearings. There was no grip tape. I mean, it was like Stone Age stuff as far as, where we had to put, bearings with cone nuts. I mean, it's like, banging on rocks, like living in a cave, It's just like the old time.
I was probably like 4 years old. We used to ride down the hills in Pennsylvania. And then we used to just do it.
4 years old.
Yeah, we used to ride down the hills. And when I was like, I rode down the hill one day and there was a fence and I went head into the fence, cut my head open. And then like, I didn't do it after that for so long.
I know when I was a kid, I would have loved to have a fucking skate park. In Maine, you know, there's only a couple places we could go street skating. And once those became a bust, you know, that was pretty much it.
I don't know, I really didn't have anything else going for me, I guess. Back home, I worked at a factory, and I just didn't see anything working out back there, so I decided to give it a shot, you know.
It's just a plastic board, and I just did donuts in the garage, pretty much. That was about it, and then my parents bought me my first skateboard when I was in like 3rd grade.
That's John. And Ralph, Kyle, Mark Whiteley. This is Slap office. It's kind of whitewashed right now because we're gonna repaint it. You know, working in a magazine and being a photographer, what I do, it's almost like being a professional skater in the sense that I get to travel. I get to travel with skaters, pro or not, to cool spots and skate them and, you know, get to skate everything and shoot photos of them, because I love to shoot photos about as much as I love to skate. So I'm getting the best of two worlds.
What changed skating to is skate photographers, like flicking different shit, and like using different angles, different colors, and like pushing kids, like, why don't you go grind that? Let me flick that. Oh, instead of going to like the same spot and trying something, you know, like using the whole city as something. Like, it's not like that thing that photographer might have shot. That's not something you would go in session. You just hit it up once or like twice, but you did it. You know, like you conquered it. Like, that's what I think is dope too. Is like photographers that push that.
Yeah.
We should hook up someday, go shoot some photos. They're like, yeah, and I'm like, well, give me a call. You know my number. You know where I'm at. I'm at work. You know, and they call me up, and hey, you know, well, best case scenario would be they call me up and they go, I got this thing I want to do, or there's a spot that I want to go to, or like I got some ideas. I mean, if they can think of something to do, and I don't have to, I mean, that's great. That just means I'm along for the ride.
Just call somebody and that I want to shoot, you know, hopefully they're into shooting with me, and we just hook it up and go out and, you know, drive around or skate around or something like that, and shoot pictures.
Do you think kids get bummed if they see you doing the same thing like in a video magazine? Do you think that they have higher expectations for you? Or?
Probably sometimes, yeah. I mean, but sometimes you can see a photo and it might look like it's not hard, but maybe it's just an ollie, but it was maybe the hardest ollie that you've ever done, and they won't know that.
I couldn't really do anything like kind of half-assed. Like I had to like push myself, and it was so bad. And I felt like, man, like this person's doing this, you know, I got to do this, or this person's doing this. But I think as time goes on, you skate more, everything just comes to you. Like now it's like to the point now where I can just go and skate and just shoot or film, and then we got something. Like as before, it was like I had to like almost like push myself like 10 times harder to get something that would remotely look good to someone. you know, because you don't want to constantly come out with the front side nose slide on the ledge or the crooked grind on the ledge. You know, you want to try and do something nobody's seen.
People in Brazil, they see the Plan B video, and they're like, you know, they think that every trick that it didn't take 1,000 tries. Rodney Mullen worked 5 days on some of his tricks for one trick. So the kids, they learn it on concrete or whatever, they're down there, huh? You know, they, nollie hard flip, Casper? And then they're out there trying it, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Scene 5, take 10. Young boy.
Young boy has killed himself.
Young boy has fucked his ankle again. I fucked my ankle so many times that that's the thing that scares me. I can't. It just pops right out of place. It cracks. It's fucking so sore for just like that second, split second, and now it's just like, yeah, no more skateboarding for fucking, I don't know. I guess that's the price you pay.
Just get that right there. That's Dean. He sells ads for Slap. He's one of the Slap guys right there.
Sir, not a problem.
If you're out in the public, especially in San Francisco, and you're skating anywhere public, where someone's, you know, in front of someone's house or something, you're skating until the cops come. That's what you gotta think. You're skating until the cops come, and if you can skate and have fun, do what you want, and leave before the cops come, you won. That's great. And shooting photographs is even worse because it's like, okay, we're here, they're skating, I gotta get all my stuff out and film, or all my stuff out and shoot photos, and get it how I want it, and get it right, and be creative. And it might even take him a couple tries, and you gotta do all that before the cops get there, because as soon as the cops come, the skater can jump on his board and jet, but you got all your stuff spread out, so it's like, you're stuck.
I'm moving along in spiritual planes of evolution. Now, at first I was taught about music being a universal language. Now I'm seeing that music has stepped up to be the omniversal.
I was shooting photos with Tobin one time, and the security guard grabbed all his camera equipment. He was gonna like confiscate it all.
What'd Tobin do?
Well, I ended up running up behind him and taking his walkie-talkie, and I traded him back for it, for the camera equipment.
Not anything weird, you know, normal like police officer harassment, stuff like that, you know. Getting strangled before by a cop for no reason, just for skating. You know, just weird stuff like that. It makes so much noise and freaks people out sometimes, and they just don't understand it, so.
You got choked by a cop?
Yeah, that was over in Berkeley, just for skating a spot. The cop just, I don't know, I must have threatened him somehow. But I just, normal thing, you know, told me to stop skating, and I think I tried the trick one more time, and he grabbed me and put his hands around my neck and put me against the wall, and that was that, you know. I've been arrested for skating plenty of times, so.
I get clippings from all across the country and the world of, like, you know, some janitor slim pointing at the marks left by skaters. Like, you know, it's so tit for tat, small potatoes.
Sure, it does cause some damage to property and stuff like that, but when you look at the world, you know, how serious is it? It's really not that serious.
video room. There's no one in here. There's no videos being made right now. For me personally, I'd rather travel and shoot photos. Whether traveling means just even going to, you know, Sacramento or LA or something. It's just things look different to you, so you get more inspired and everything looks new. And it's great to skate here, but actually to shoot photos here gets pretty tedious. Especially it's a little teeny city. There's been a skate magazine here at Thrasher for whatever, 18 years. I mean, so this place has been combed left and right. It's hard to find something new and original.
It's just about jumping in the car. I mean, you can have a plan, but the best is when you don't have a plan. Jump in the car, you and your buddies, drive somewhere. You don't know what you're going to find, but when you do find it, and you always will, you know, just the spontaneity, like, yeah, you know, you're just skating and having fun and find a new spot. Like, you know, I love road trips. That's the best part of skating.
Hang loose, don't care, skateboard. Like, go to hotels and trash them, like, don't even care. Get in the van, just like, don't even care, trash everywhere. Just, it's all about not caring and just skating 100%. That's all it's about.
That's my problem. It's hard to go to a skate spot, see everybody skating, having fun, and then not skating. Like, come on. That's when you catch yourself like, oh yeah, I gotta shoot some photos. I almost forgot about that. Is that part of it? Is that part of the job?
What I do sometimes is I take a picture and I put it on my refrigerator of where I want to go. So I'm always thinking about it. When every time I go to the refrigerator, I'm like, I gotta go there. It's really pissing me off. I gotta go there. And then the plane ticket's there, and guess what? I'm there. You know, like that one in Ecuador. I just had the picture. I was like, look at this place, dude. Everybody's like, yeah, whatever. I was like, I'm going there. And then I went down there, and we got to Ecuador. It was a power outage. Whole city was blacked out. It was at night. And I was like, people with machine guns. And I was like, I think maybe I bit off a little too much here. And then we're out there looking around. I was like, there it is, you know. That's the adventure. That's skateboarding in a nutshell to me.
And that's Kevin. And he's our scanner, but today's his last day.
Today
and
is
here's
my
the new
last
guy, John Tripp. And you know what? He's from Maryland. He's their Seaboard, but I don't know if that really counts, but he's from Maryland. MD.
What's crazy now, and this is another tangent, Lance, sorry about that, but what I see selling right now isn't skateboards themselves, like the wood, the wheels, it's the image. Like, you open a magazine, 5 or 6 shoe ads.
Yeah.
You know, like gear ads.
They like the style. They like the style of skateboarders.
And that's ridiculous
The
because
bit,
like people
clothing.
are walking around like dressing like.
Yeah, I
skateboarders.
know. I see businessmen in simple shoes, and that's a big loss.
They look at the mags. There's the guy, the flip. He's got the nice pants, the cool shoes. That's it, you know.
I did a commercial, and it was like they dressed me up so fucked up. Like they dressed me up with pants.
Let's get you a chain wallet.
So here's the chain wallet.
How about some goo in your hair?
They put my hair straight up, the whole shit, and they're like, "This is what a skateboarder looks like." That's their idea of a skateboarder, and it's not. Like, I came in looking like a skateboarder, and you're redoing me.
Right.
To what?
But there
you
are
think.
skateboarders that look that way though.
No, I'm talking about like fucking like huge fucking like.
Oh, baggy pants.
I'm talking
like
rave gear.
I'm talking like like rave. I'm not talking like.
It's cool that MTV and ESPN are showing skaters, but only a select type of skating they're showing. They're showing vert skating and huge obstacles type skating. And there's only handfuls of vert skaters and obstacle skaters that they usually show on a whole. And it's cool that kids are seeing that on TV. You can go home, do your homework, and turn TV on and watch skating. I mean, that's awesome. But a lot of kids that are getting into it because of what's on TV, they get into it thinking that it's all about contests, because that's all MTV and ESPN is. And it's not all about contests. They get into it and they think, well, it's contests. I want to get sponsored. I want to enter these contests and skate against these guys. I want to have the big sunglass sponsors and the watch sponsors and the shoe sponsors and this and that. And, I want to be a rock star and be on TV and skate too. But God, that is such the opposite of what skateboarding is all about.
I think it's way more of an art form than it is a sport. That's the beauty of it, is that everyone you see is different and there's no rules. And it's almost you know, even better to see someone do something you've never seen before, to break the rules.
I don't think of it as a sport. I think of it as like a lifestyle, you know. And now they try to make it a sport with this, you know, extreme games and everything. It's funny because there'll be police officers at the extreme games from whichever cities it in, and they're like, "Yeah, great, man," or, you know, "Does that hurt when you fall?" and want to talk to you, but they see people doing it every day on the street, and they have to give them a ticket for it. So it's kind of a drag, but it's kind of attracted me as a kid to it as well, you know, just because it was like this rebel sport.
That's how society, I guess, wants to have it. Put you in a cage and control you, make you wear your pads. I don't know, I like being run off, kind of. It's part of the excitement. That's like part of street skating.
Skating it's wormwood. It seeps into everything. I mean, I remember the first time I saw somebody do a wall ride. I was like, no way. He just rode on that building right there, or, you know, or street plants. It's like it's gonna seep into everything. Whether next year roofs will be the things, or underground pipe drainage ditches 30 feet below town. Or, you know, it's never gonna stop, and it's always gonna be getting better.
What else do you do that you go out and spend the whole day, you know, like, doing? You don't go play a football game, like, all day.
It's just a different world. It's a different culture, you know. People in other parts of the world live, like, totally different lives, and no one could ever understand that. It's like the same type of thing. It's like our own, like, culture, community, whatever, you know. It's not like someone else can really understand it.
You get out of it what you put into it. Like, you know, like, skateboarding for me is like when I stepped on it, it's all feeling. Like, it's all feeling. That's all.
What kind of feeling?
It's feeling of life. Like, there's those days you eat shit and you don't even want to skate. You just fucking whip your board to the ground. And then there's those days where you did the thing and you're so happy. And there's those days you bomb a hill, you feel that bliss. You know what I mean? You don't even do an ollie, you don't do nothing, no trick. You can just go straight down a hill and you feel like, oh yeah, you know, like, it's, to me, it's almost like, it's just all emotions. Like, it's every emotion you can get from skateboarding. It's life, man. Like,
last 10 years, definitely, like, I could feel them, you know? And 10 years before that, I couldn't feel anything, but now I'm feeling them all. Like, you know, I mean, who knows? 10 years from now, my body just physically might not be able to take it. But mentally, even if I'm not around any skateboarders, like, I know, I got, you know, it's inside of me. It'll always be inside of me. Can never take it out.
The real deal is skateboarding, and it'll always be on that edge and that gnarly. And the day it isn't is the day that, you know, the whole nuclear bomb hits. That's it. That's the end of that. All right, I gotta go back to work. All right.
Thank you.
No problems.